hit the road soon again. We're going to be traveling around the country in our home on the road, and we've got a lot of stops to make over the next year, and it's going to be a fun ride. So stick along, follow us, and maybe we'll see you out there on the road. Now today we're going to be focusing on the fourth aspect of the sequence of the gravity swing. First we had the heave, where we're unweighting the arms, trying to get it to a nice vertical spot up there so that it's easy to fall back down. You'll notice if you come back and draw it back in here, you take one of your hands off and all of a sudden you're immediately going to feel how much tension is still in your arms, and that's what makes it difficult to allow them to fall softly. So first you want to heave it up, and you're practicing throwing it up there. This is a good exercise for that, just dropping it through the hands, seeing if it's in a good spot. The next aspect is where the counterfall begins. So once you throw it up there, then you get your mass into motion. Now once your mass is into motion, then the shoulders start to drop. That's what we were talking about last week. So once these shoulders drop and the body is in motion, now it makes it easy to go ahead and turn. That's what we're focusing on today, is how to get your mass rotating, how to get everything turning through your shots. One thing you'll notice is if you watch players on the PGA Tour, you'll see that when they get to impact, their hips are fully cleared. Now this is a big difference between what happens with most amateurs, where they're up there and they get to impact and their hips are stuck behind them. This also has to do with having enough room, like we talked about before. If you go up and you push yourself right up against the ball and you expect yourself to have room to turn, it's not going to happen. You got to have enough room so that once you throw it up, you can get your body falling, get that counterfall going, drop the arms and turn. And as you get better, you'll be able to do it in a smaller amount of space. But when you're starting off, it's much better to give yourself more room so that you can get sensitive to that counterfall and have the time to move your mass, drop the arms and turn. So you'll get better at feeling that sequence over time. But so again, what we want to focus on today is the rotation. So what we've done is we've created an environment where we have gravity working against us. We're on an uphill slope. So in order for us to turn, we're really going to have everything in motion so that gravity is already working with us and we can go ahead and make a free turn. Now, we also need a little farther forward ball position on an uphill slope. If you think about if there was a tire rolling on this slope, which part of the tire would be touching the ground? The steeper it is, the farther it moves up that circle. You don't want to be coming in, hitting this in the same spot and running that circle into the ground. You don't need to take a divot on any contour. So if you match the arc up with the contour of the ground, you can hit a clean, crisp shot without taking a divot, hitting it, just brushing it off the grass. All right? So once again, we have the heave, we have the counterfall, we have the shoulder arm drop, and then the turn. Now just to hit on a little spot, something you might have heard my father say is talking about how the counterfall is on a 70-degree angle. I just wanted to highlight that whenever you're counterfalling the arm drop and turns, there is a point where your body is naturally deflecting off vertical in this direction to counterbalance all the move that's being pulled out here. But what you're going to feel is the same thing as if you were walking backwards and turned to walk in this direction. The only thing you're really going to feel is that everything is moving in the direction you want to go. But there's a lot of balancing mechanisms that are taking place. So what I want you to feel is that you have the ability to turn all the way through these shots. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, set up, put that ball a little farther out forwards. We're just going to go through the sequence. Now you see when I get to impact, my hips are fully cleared. And that's what you want. If you get everything moving so that you heave it up, get it counterfalling, then drop the arms, and then turn, you'll be able to clear. But if that sequence gets broken, where you throw it up, you start counterfalling, and you drop and turn at the same time, it'll start pulling you off balance and it'll restrict your rotation. So that's why the sequencing is so important. You got to get those arms to where they're falling before the turn starts. So what I want you to be able to glean from this and be able to take with you is that the most important thing is to get your mass moving in the direction you want to go. If you were to forget everything about the sequencing except for that, that is what's most crucial, is that you're able to get your mass moving in this direction. You can mess this sequence up, you can let things fall out of position, but as long as your mass is moving in this direction, you can cover up so many flaws. And that's what you really want to be able to do. You want to utilize gravity and get your mass moving in the direction you want to go. If you can get on an uphill slope and you can walk through these shots, that gives you a ton of feedback about how well your mass was releasing. Thank you for sticking around with us for all of these videos, this series from Costa Rica and Panama all the way back to Orange County. Now we have one little surprise for you. For the last year we've been working on a project. This is the Gravity Golf Challenge. We have a 48 lesson curriculum. It's a progressive 3-stage curriculum that's going to take you from the fundamentals all the way out onto the golf course, getting you ready for competition, teaching you how to break down your game so that you can learn to play through feel. So we're going to be putting this up on the site here in the next couple of months. We're getting the final edits done, and it's something we're really excited to share with you guys. So stick around, look for the updates, and we will see you again very soon down the road. Thanks again.